Nope.
Oh no!
Do we have any viewers who are not us?
Oh no!
Have any viewers not us?
Yeah, so you can hear us, but not you.
We're live again. Swear to God. If my microphone, you can hear me? You can hear me on the stream?
We can hear you. You're good.
Fucking yes. Let's go. Now I will unmute myself for the Discord call so that everyone can hear me. Yeah, we're back. Everyone.
Oh, thank God. I was just staring off into the distance while he was listening onto the stream, and I'm just like, what?
We've slayed the Shoggoth that claimed my microphone and was running around in the background, and the tubes is now mine again. I have wrestled it.
Free.
The tubes are free. The tubes have not been tied. Why am I making that joke? We are live with
What?
Tales Does Tales. We're here at Tales of Initiative.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Good.
We're here. Yeah, and we're playing through Tales from the Yawning Portal with an Eldritch twist. Although right now, well, first off, I am your GM Matt, and I am so pleased to be telling this story with our delightfully daring and frighteningly fantastic cast of players, Bud, Haley, Danny, and Mark. Kapow! We did it. We absolutely did it. We crushed it. Stuck the landing. Nailed it on the first try. Nothing has gone wrong. Oh, delightful. Okay. So, we're in a downtime arc, by the way. So we're not actually playing Tales from the Yawning Portal, although we will be very soon. Just a quick rundown of everything that's happening in the world of Tales and Tales of Initiative. Today, we're going to be doing some downtime in the Shadespire. More on that when we get to the recap part. Wednesday, we're going to be having episode 103 of Sunset over Vengalia. And then next week, we will have one more episode of Tales Does Tales before the whole network kind of goes on a small little chaotic break that we are not sure exactly how long it will last or what things are going to happen. We will keep you updated on the Discord. Join our Discord, by the way. Links in the chat. And join our Patreon while you're there. More on that later. But we're going to be at Gen Con. We're going to be partying. We're going to be having a good time, running some games, playing some games. We might even go live from Gen Con. We don't know. I don't want to say it's definitely going to happen because tech issues. But we're certainly going to give it our darndest little try. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Y'all doing okay?
I'm very tired.
It's been a doozy of a 2 weeks, hasn't it? Yeah. Not to get political, but you know it's the year 2024 when an assassination is not the biggest news after a week. We've already forgot about it. I went and bought ice cream, and we don't know anymore what even happened 2 Sundays ago. Just.
News hasn't reached Australia yet.
Yep. Y'all are just. You're all
one thing after another.
Living on koala time down there. I pray for that. I pray for the worst part of my day being Vegemite. I don't know. A spider.
That's the best part of my day.
Fair. You know what?
I was gonna say, isn't that supposed to be good?
Yeah, that's fair.
I fucking love Vegemite. It's so good. You just have to serve it right, you know?
As in you don't slather it on your bread like it's jam.
Yeah.
You just
It's not peanut butter,
just
that's
a
for sure.
just a little bit. It'll go a long way.
I've heard this a lot, and it wasn't until Haley said it, and I'm sorry if Haley is ruining something in my brain, but it felt kind of like when someone is proposing something to do for an evening activity. It's like, no, you've not liked it before because you were doing it wrong. Let me guide you in the proper way to do this. And it's just like, I don't know, man.
Did you accidentally slather your bread like peanut butter?
Oh man.
Matt, there are a lot of things wherein if you try it again, it will get better, is the case.
That's
but there
true.
are also a lot of things where it is not.
Uh-huh.
Feel free to use your own heart and head to make the decision to do what feels best for you. Do not
Yes.
let any coercion happen by me or anyone else.
Hold your boundaries, Matt.
Mhm.
No, I'm gonna keep bullying you.
No, if it's a
Quick
soft
little
boundary, if it's a soft boundary, you can push the limits a little bit here with the Vegemite. But
All my boundaries are hard. So fucking. I've been watching too much Glass Cannon, so there's too much Troy LaValle in my brain right now. Anyways, oh, so glad for y'all joining us. By the way, another thing in the world of Tales, you might notice a small change to our overlay. Instead of our usual scrolling of sponsors, although they are still sponsors, go and support them because they support us. Papiao. Did it work? It did not work. Someone put the
It's
sponsor
fine.
links in chat.
Danny already did it.
Danny already did it. That's excellent. Danny, you're an absolute champion. But instead of our usual scrolling menagerie of logos, you'll notice Nimble, a fast tactical TTRPG. They are sponsoring us for the next month as their backer kit is live with a brand new TTRPG that you might see it also referred to as Nimble 5e because while it is its own system in its own right, it is also compatible with 5e. And you're going to get to see it in action next week when we do some little Grimace fisting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I know I will not be changing that phrasing. It's locked in. Patreon demanded it, and we will be Grimace fisting each other for at least 2 weeks, if not longer.
Well, as long as you're prepared and have the correct lube.
I got plenty of Vegemite. I'm ready to go.
That is not the correct lube.
That's not the correct usage, no?
Let me tell you, spit would work better.
I was hoping someone would. That's a callback for you. That's a multi-show callback. Oh, thank you, Nibble, for sponsoring.
I hope you don't regret it.
Please don't hate us.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Get that tattooed.
Amazing. But you can go right now and go back them on BackerKit. It is a fantastic system. The little that I've seen is really, really cool, and I will be helping all the players convert their current like pure 5e sheets into Nimble 5e. And I'm very excited. If I could just spoil a little bit of the mechanics that is like probably the most like fun. It is meant to be like very fast, very like, I won't say lightweight, but it's meant to like drive the action. And one of the things is you don't roll to hit, you just roll damage. And if you roll a 1 on the damage dice, you missed. Where if you roll a maximum on the damage dice, it's exploding dice and you get to keep rolling because it was a critical hit. So very, very interesting. I'm excited to see how that sort of interacts with like maybe D4s are like a better dice because you can crit more, but you also might miss more. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see it play. So yeah, look forward to that next week. And look forward to the second half of the tower coming up in a few hours with Total Party Chaos. That is our delightful sibling in the Monday lineup. Any other announcements before we dive into our game today? I thought Mark was talking, but not to us. We are.
Don't forget hashtag save Haley.
Hashtag save Haley. Always. It continues.
Always.
Thank you, Danny.
You can save Haley by subscribing on Patreon. You can also subscribe on Patreon to be able to
Send her
I
some
want to get a
Vegemite.
little picture of me in a cage, like
There's a little water bottle that just says caffeine on it.
it's just like
Haley
me.
gets her own dice cage.
Yeah.
I'm in dice jail.
Oh man, that's the next piece of merch. Is like a Tales of Initiative branded little dice cage, but it's got Haley on like the door that like opens and closes.
Just a little paper cutout that you just glue to
Yeah,
the inside. Cut out the little hands so
Yeah.
they run around.
It's gonna be handmade, as in I'm printing it off and double sticky taping it to the side and all. Save Haley's gonna
Why
turn
did
to
so
Save
many
Matt.
people order this?
Imprisoned by my own workshop. Oh, amazing. So yeah, if you would like to join our Patreon, even at the free tier, you are going to get exclusive content on there, like little behind the scenes things. We posted an extended version of one of our recent very funny clips on there, so you can get a couple bonus extra seconds of jokes happening on there, even if you are backed at the free tier. And for everyone that is at the paid tiers, you get to actually decide what we're doing on the show. We are designing an NPC with our patrons right now. We have some directions for our big plot in Vengalia. There's all kinds of stuff happening over there. Too much. It's all left my brain. I'm too worried about what my players are going to subject me to for downtime. I'm excited and nervous. And with all of that said and done, it's time to do some stuff. Quick trigger warning: eldritch, nastiness, soup, slurping noises, all that kind of stuff. You can...
Less of today.
Less so today. Downtime should be
Lighter.
safe. There's no Thin the Veil. Thin the Veil is, I will say, Thin the Veil is couched and ready to go. It's very high up. It just hasn't tipped over. So when we actually start doing it again,
I thought I got it last time.
it's gonna be right there ready to go very soon. But no Thin the Veil today, as we are just doing some downtime. And the recap's super simple. When last we told our tale, our party, our Pebble Cule, was attending Cackling Agnes Pigtooth's interdimensional party, where they had been asked by Papa to sort of recruit and get on the goodwills, get in good with some extra dimensional figures, some people, persons, things of renown, including a Rhaegar named Bodil, a green slod named Glavla, a Durgaloth named Chikrik, a Fenseer named Crowdus, a Glabrazu named Yadel, and the Queen Hag herself, cackling Agnes Pigtooth. But you also, in the pursuit of said alliances, met one Peggy Pigtooth, theoretically, unless she's forsworn her last name, one of the 7 evil exes of Narkissa, who, honestly, a delightful little confrontation. It was filled with dramas and fingers of death and all kinds of madness happening that you were able to talk her down and just enjoy some cake and kind of figure out some of the mother-daughter drama that was happening, along with getting a little bit more of a window into Narkissa's past and or love life, as you're not realizing.
Alexis, 7 traumas to heal.
Yeah.
She tried to purchase a house with this ex. What did she do with the others?
Yep. You were
What
able.
was this one? Communication?
The trauma of all of them is really communication, because that's what relationships are. Spoiler alert. But you were able to talk Peggy down off of her murderous scorn. You were able to direct the rage of the Fenseer Crowdus, along with giving him some renewed hope on life, giving him a little bit of something to look forward to in his otherwise exhausting 30,000 plus year existence as a creature. You have
We put a
recruited.
bird in it.
You can go find a bird. That's the solution to all of life's problems, is getting a pet. You have been able to forge alliances and agreements with.
Not me asking if he wanted to have a baby. And then I realized it sounded like I was propositioning him.
I had the image of like, do I lean into it? Do I lean into this accidental proposition? This tiny little fairy and this big on the upside of large like celestial troll, and just looking down at you like there is a core problem with this.
I don't know. It's like a Chihuahua and a Husky, and they have kids.
With so many health problems. And the chance that there are organs too big.
When he's just gonna cast enlarge on herself permanently during the pregnancy.
Every day, just make sure you re-up before it dies again.
During the pregnancy and beforehand.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
sorry. I didn't
man.
mean to derail, but
Nope.
it made me laugh.
Love it. A delightful derailing. You have made alliances with all of the individuals. Not you stole food from the buffet. You checked everything off the list. You were delightfully chaotic, and you were able to add to Papa's sort of little like short list of people that they can tap on the shoulder to do what needs to get done in the times ahead. What that's going to be, you have no idea, but hey, Winnie has a little bit of insight on that, having listened in / sat in on the meeting between Papa and Grimma, knowing that Papa has their eyes set on some sort of utopia, but not sure as to the means. You have all returned to the Shadespire with the help of Papa. There is a brief little catching your breath, relaxing, and heading to bed, and you are now have run of the Shadespire for 10 days. Papa has given you basically like, hey, it's gonna take me at least 10 days to like figure out where I want you to go next. In the meantime, use
Mark
the
your long
resources-
rests.
Mark your long rests and use the resources of the Shadespire as you see fit. So you're gonna do a little bit of downtime. Downtime, we're gonna use the Xanathar's rules. I got the book. I'm gonna throw the book at you. Man, nerd. We're gonna do it.
Try and make me follow the rules.
I will make you follow the rules. I think I'm not gonna be a rules lawyer in my own damn game. We're gonna do it in allotments of 5 days. So pick an activity and focus on it for the 5 days. Although, as is always the case, Haley's ready to wine and dine and finagle. You already want to break my rules. What are you doing? What's your proposal here? What's Winnie after?
My proposal is that finding the book about the bird and writing a letter to Crowdus does not take up a downtime activity. Is my thinking. That's all. Is what. Yes. And
Absolutely.
Then, yeah. Cool.
Yes.
So that's my first thing that I would like to do. Is like once I get home and settled.
Nice. Yeah. So. I will add a little addendum to this that like I'm not gonna be like you're only doing research if you said you're doing. You could do other like you're eating, you're drinking, like you're doing other things. And for the purposes of like role play, this is not just a like say what you're doing and roll a skill check. For the purpose of role play, you can like interact with each other. It's not like if Pebble and Miirik are like both sparring together as part of one of their trainings. That doesn't necessarily count as both of their downtime. Like you can have a little bit of time away from whatever you're doing. That's totally fine. And for example, you rolled high enough that like you know the book that you're looking for, and like you know how to like get a letter to Crowdus via so very easy said and done. You are able to ship off a letter. Well, you don't have to say what the letter says exactly, but what is the sort of content? The TLDR.
General is, yeah, it's the beginnings of a pen pal letter. So asking him like just general questions about how he's going. This is the book that I mentioned like earlier, sort of thing, and that I hope to hear back from you. And then I just literally send it off like a little package.
I love that. So you're sending the book too?
Before it's sent,
yes.
Before it's sent, can I make like a baggie of rock candy to send with it?
Oh, you absolutely can. Yes.
Oh yeah, I do a round and I ask if anyone else wants to send anything to Crowdus before I put the package together, and I like to do a basket. So it's got the candy in it, the book in it, and then I wrap it in the ribbon.
Yeah, we'll write out a letter and be like, so here's my father's address. So here's his name. I'm just gonna.
These
You're
are
not
his
gonna be able to
likes
get in touch
and
with them, but-
dislikes.
I don't know.
we just
You know ways of getting in touch with him, but I'm trying to, so we'll see.
Yep. Amazing.
You know what to do.
Love it.
Look, if I can set up this sad old guy with my dad, it'll be great.
Another sad old guy.
Fantastic. Another. We'll be sad and old together.
Together. Maybe their sadness will turn around. They can be happy and old together.
Yeah, true.
If I could have
Amazing.
another parent that isn't that one, we're good.
Incredible. What a
I'm in the
wholesome,
market for a new stepdad.
what a wholesome start to our downtiming.
Narkissa will send a cookbook. Just to be like, they talked about an interest in cooking. Here's a cookbook.
Oh.
Aw, I love it. Yeah, so the basket is put
It's called
together.
Anyone Can Cook. I'm just kidding.
Narkissa only has very basics in books.
That's a
It's-
two
it's like a
episodes
book-
in a row Ratatouille reference.
It's like 30,000 recipes for a man who lives 30,000 years. That's what
Well, they really understood
Look,
the
man,
target demographic.
look at what I found when I was out at the library today. Recipes for 30,000 years.
I feel like not many people would pick this book up. Oh, this is perfect. Amazing. Excellent. Okay. That doesn't count as a downtime, but it is going to count as your turn in narrative initiative order. I'll continue round the bend. Miirik, what are you doing with your first little
Okay.
pocket of downtime?
First thing we need to do is start transferring all of these new spells I have, including the ones in the dream book, into my spell book.
So
I know I told everyone else not to look at it, but I'm a wizard. I don't count.
I would
so-
like you to real quick roll. I need to go look at the spell book and see what's in there so that I can properly adjudicate this.
lot.
But also, there is a lot, yes. But also, I would like you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm so good at these.
Mm-hmm.
14.
14. That's not bad. That's
It's
pretty
not
good.
terrible.
Not terrible.
We're above the 10 mark. That's all that matters.
Yes. Okay, so. Sorry, you said 14?
Yes.
Okay.
I will not use any weird reactionaries.
You are mindful of the nature of this book, and you're sort of like you're extra hyping yourself up on caffeine, but like before you like look at the book and like go through its pages just to make sure like, okay, I'm not going to like
there is no falling asleep here.
No falling asleep while I'm in contact with this book. Do you tell Papa at all about this book?
No.
Okay. Full disclosure.
I'm sure he knows because he can watch, and I still have the little serpent
The
friend
snake,
chilling with me.
Because the snake serves as the key, like you feel you're very aware that like you're all being monitored pretty much around the not like
I'm
around
just not
the clock,
gonna say it
around the clock,
out
but, like,
loud. Like, hey, by
yes.
the way, I've got this dream codex that you might want, but I also want to give to the Inquisition over here.
Mhm. So I can't remember for certain if wizards can copy over spells that are above a level that they can cast.
When we originally got this book, you told me I could treat it as scrolls for those particular spells and add them to my books.
You can add them to your book, but I can't remember if you can copy it above your level. Above
No.
a level that you can
I have
cast.
to work slowly
Yes.
up the ladder.
So right now, the only one that you can copy over is sleep, but you can absolutely
Yes.
do that. So sleep, and then you had sending, I think, was a spell scroll
And
that you got
detect
from Papa.
thoughts.
And detect thoughts.
Because
So-
we ended up not needing to use them at
yes.
the party.
Yeah, you didn't need to use them right away, so you have those still, and you are able to, and you don't have to roll any skill checks because those are all 3rd level or lower. So that's 6 total levels of spell, which I think translates into like 6 hours or something. I'm trying to remember the wizard spell book rules off the top of my head.
Thank you. Something like that.
Let's pop it open. What's a game of D&D without a little bit of rules referencing? So wizard, beep boop beep. Go to that spell book feature. Ba 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 boopity doo. Let's see here. Your spell book. Copying a spell into the spell book. When you find a wizard spell at 1st level or higher, you can add to your spell book if it's a spell level you can prepare. Yep, so you can't do those higher ones yet. If you spare the time to copy it, copy that spell into your spell book involves reduce blah 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 blah. 2 hours per level of the spell and 50 gold. So it will take a total of 12 hours and 12 times 50, whatever that is.
I think it's more
600.
It's more than that for the gold because it's 50 per level of gold.
I think I did that right.
I think maybe. I don't know. Math is weird.
Let's see here. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs Oh, okay, so it's only 6 times 50. Sorry. Which is 300.
300.
So 300 gold pieces in 12 hours.
So it doesn't sound right.
It is. I'm reading it. I'm looking at it.
I know.
You got Mark, you've got like 8 versions of this game in your head.
I know. I'm trying. What matters here is that there's gold that we need to spend on this.
Yes. But
because,
only
let's see.
300, which isn't too bad.
Sleep is
1st level, detect thoughts is 2nd level, and then
because I
sending is
think
3rd
cantrip
level.
is 50 to learn or to add new cantrips in.
You
And then
can't
first
do
level
cantrips.
is 1. You can't. Right. Okay. So
Yeah, cantrips are just like minor
50.
magical things that you get to like know as part of your class.
Yeah. Okay. So sleep is 50. Sending is 3rd, and detect thoughts is 2nd. So 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50, 300. Okay. I have to separate it in a specific way in my brain, otherwise it's
That's
like
okay.
this math is wrong.
It says for each level of the spell, so I just added up all the levels of the spells
Yeah.
together and multiplied.
Okay.
Beep boop boop.
Boop boop boop.
So yeah, I will, since that takes 12 hours, what I'll do is I will put a like -1 penalty on that first ability check you do for your like first 5-day downtime. Because it's like, it's taking that first day and like change to do all that copying
that
over.
is my first thing, is just this plus trying to cast these things.
You can
Because I am
cast them
learning
quick.
spells
Yes, you can cast them quick.
and trying to, use sending to...
to talk to somebody.
The first 5 days is just, come on, work.
You could do that without impeding your downtime. So you could still do a downtime during those 5 days while also like, once or twice a day popping off ascending to see if it works. Just give me a D100.
That is a flat 80%.
Okay. I'm assuming you're sending to your dad.
Yeah.
The first one is able to work. What do you say?
Yes. It's... Hi, Dad. Is me. I'm in the Shadespire. I don't know if that counts as Shadespire one word or two
Shadespire is
words.
one word, yeah.
Okay. I'm safe. I have wives now. And that's what we'll send off.
I practice magic.
Incredible. I have
You can
wives
keep it
now.
under 25 in this household.
Yeah.
I love that. Probably in Draconic it was only 3 words. Like
Wait, is Draconic German in this AU?
one word can complete a sentence.
Yep.
It conveys a meaning.
We took these 8 words and we just took the spaces out and made it 1 word. You get back. Miirik, it is good to... And like 3 words worth of pause. I'm glad you're doing well. I actually need to roll to see what he knows about the Shadespire.
Don't forget to mention the call he's gonna get from Groundus.
I received a strange note. No, it's too early for that. Got a notification.
Found you a new
Grindr.
husband.
There's no husband yet.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to look on Fantasy Grinder.
He says,
He replies back, I have wife too.
I have wife too. His name is Kratos.
My beautiful big wife.
My beautiful, long-armed wife.
Excellent cook.
Peak hugs.
Has new bird.
Why did we caveman? Sending just turns people into cavemen every damn time. It's just a Geico commercial. Every fucking time.
I completed full sentences. They were
You
very
did.
short and to the
They
point.
were short sentences. They were choppy, but you
I'm sorry, did you want us to write an eloquent letter full
Yes.
of intrigue and wonderment?
I want you flowery in your limited word count.
I will send 2 sendings just to finish this.
No, you don't.
Dearest father, how
The
has
last
this
2 words
been?
are always part 1.
Burns 2 words just on.
Message 1 of 3.
One of
Message 2 of 3.
Amazing.
It would be so like Miirik though.
Yeah.
Let's be
No, you you hear, it's good you're well. The Shadespire is an odd place. Check in from time to time if you can. I love you.
He's so confused. Like, how the fuck did you end up there?
So confused. And give me an insight check. Just give me an insight check for funsies.
For the funsies.
I'm gonna
I am
unpack
terrible
my
at
thing.
insight.
You got this.
So I have a -2, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? I rolled a 2.
So a 0.
It was 0.
Everything's fine. Everything's
He's not
on
worried. I finally got a hold of him. All is good.
Yeah, he's chipper. He's joyful. Nothing's wrong. Excellent. We will continue on in the loop on to Danny. This Pebble's first downtime or non-downtime thing that you would like to do.
I think I'm gonna look up some more about the mini-tailed beast, but I'm gonna like do more of the research on like powers, if that's okay.
Like the powers of many-tailed beasts in general.
Yeah, but maybe either that or like how patrons work.
Oh, okay. So you're
Paladin
thinking
101.
Yeah, like you're
You don't know.
trying to figure out how does this like magical exchange like work. Yeah, okay. So this would be an Arcana check. And this kind of information would absolutely be available to you in the Shadespire.
-2, let's go.
-2.
That worked so
11.
well for me. You got
9.
this.
9.
But at least it wasn't a 2.
You got 9 for the Arcana check. I'm just okay. There is what I'll say is that like there's plenty of information and you are finding plenty of like basic information, but it's like to like meta abstract it. It's like if I handed you the player's handbook, but like I'd shuffled the order of the pages. It's like Pebble doesn't really have a bearing on how magic works to start with. Like I think you've been getting these fragments of information from the tailed beast and these like small little prayers and these little incantations to do, and they've been working, but it's like you're being taught dance moves and you're just doing them and they work and you don't really understand the underlying theory or anything like that. So like all of this information is being given to you in a way that's kind of imparsible. It's just very obtuse.
I accidentally flipped to the warlock page halfway
Yeah,
through.
like that's the thing. I think like you're seeing all of this information about like this is how clerics work, this is how warlocks work, this is how paladins work, and to you it's just like I don't even know what a warlock is. Like what is the difference? Like it's like, well, to make a bolognese, it's different than a whatever else this is, and it's just like I don't even know what the fuck a bolognese is. Like what?
It's like, this is how this magic works. And I'm like, that's not how Miirik's magic works.
Yeah, like you're getting there's too much information and none of it contextualized, so it's just very difficult to piece that together. What I will say is that you understand that like you do get the sense that you're not being given spells or magic like from the tailed beast. The tailed beast is teaching you how to use magic that you might be capable of on your own right. That's kind of like, I think you're picking up these little snippets that like between wizards and clerics and warlocks and all these different schools of thought around magic, that there is a common thread that while patrons or gods or these other entities can provide powers, often they are just guiding users on how to use powers that they might already have access to. So you're stumbling onto that idea, but it's all in this like mess of inconcrete information.
And then there's wizards who said, "Fuck you, I'll do this myself."
Yeah. But like wizards sort of formed the foundations for like magic exists as this like its own thing. You do not need permission to access magic. And then there's all these other people that like think you do, but really do you? Ambiguous. Sorry, I'm writing something down.
Permission or hard work?
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Look,
How stubborn are you?
Look, being a trophy paladin is hard work. Excellent. Y'all are doing a lot of stuff that isn't downtime, so I made a little quick downtime tracker to make sure I know who's done actually what. So, Pebble, you've gone 5 days in, but remember, it's all timey-wimey. We can fast forward, pick up, blah, 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 blah.
Intermingled,
yes. Cross the streams, as we will. We ignore the Ghostbusters here. Narkissa, you're up.
I'm gonna go out, check to see if anybody needs anything while shopping, and then I'm gonna go into the underbelly of society to find out any information on my exes, since now I know they're gonna try and murder me.
There's a theoretical kill on sight order. And there's like really angsty interdimensional chat room, like fucking Narkissa.
They're in the club.
There's just wanted posters of Narkissa Placid.
Yeah, they send each other like really angsty memes, and they're all about Narkissa.
Just like the eyes crossed out.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I got like flashbacks of like the Twisted Metal Black cinematics. Narkissa. So the way that this basically like works, like the Shadespire is unpopulated except for y'all, as far as you know. The way that this works is basically like you sort of say, hey, Papa, I need to go into town and like research some shit. And Papa is able to like teleport you to various cities. So what I'll say is that I will bias the information that you can get, or like the DC, based on are there any cities in particular you are wanting to go to? Any regions of the world that you think would be the best places to start?
Oh my god, could Narkissa see her dad?
You could go on a day trip.
Family?
You could go on a day trip to visit your family if you wanted to.
Oh my god. She might legit actually do that if it's like, wait a second. What do you mean, Papa? I can go anywhere I want.
Within reason. I've only been so many places, although I've been to a lot of them. And I will ask that you are chaperoned. And when they offer their hand, this little like snake curls out. This is less about me wanting to be in your business and more about getting you back here.
Oh my gosh, and I get a snake buddy too?
It is temporary. When you are ready to return, boop it on its snoot, as I've been told is the phrase that people want to use, and it will...
Boop the snoot?
You boop the snoot, and it will return you here.
Okay. Petting the snake. Don't worry, I'm not gonna boop your snoot yet. Oh, hell yeah, let's go and visit. Oh man, Narkissa might actually go to like the others and just be like, hey, you guys want to meet my parents? I mean, we're gonna be chaperoned.
Day trip.
Where are your parents? That is the first question to ask, because I do not want to promise something I cannot actually deliver you.
What is the town that they're from? Did we ever...
I don't think we actually said town. They are from Pantaragat, which, if people have been keeping track of my sprawling, ridiculous, stupid, convoluted world lore, that means something. But I need to double check which city they would be in from Pantaragat. It is the capital city. I will just say that. It is a major city in Pantaragat. So when you say the city name, anyone who wants to roll insight can roll insight. I'm assuming all of you are there since Narkissa invoked it.
Oh, I can't. Can I roll or
you can absolutely roll? Yeah.
Pebble would have no idea anyway.
My passive insight's better.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll roll. Wow, that was better. We've got a 16.
16? Excellent. What did Narkissa get?
19.
19. What did Pebble get?
Oh, Pebble doesn't even know where that is, so
okay.
I don't think.
Oh, this is not history. This is not insight about the place. This is insight about Papa's reaction.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, 19 as well. 19. Okay. Everyone but Winnie, basically.
Winnie has just got so much trust and faith in Papa that there's no need to read them. La 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 la. Like, is what's happening.
It is difficult to like read their reactions through the mask and stuff, but all three of you pick up on this, like, when you say the name of the city that's in Pantaragat that I am still trying to Google at the speed of slow internet. The Greymorn is the capital city of Pantaragat. You see this like like this whole body clench, like don't like that, but it relaxes a little bit afterwards. We can go there.
Yay. I appreciate that.
All right. Does everyone want to go? Sir said, like, really? But, like, Narkissa, you are... Or is it just Narkissa?
Narkissa just looking at everybody like, you want to come? You want to
Can we
meet
go?
my folks?
I was like,
It
going
would seem we're going.
could inhibit your ability to do your downtime. I know I promised a little bit of narrative crossover, but this is
Can
like...
we? What about if we go round and because so far apparently our downtime activities have been a lot less hours than thought of. So what about if we go back around and do the parent visit last or something to see what time we have left? Like we'll allow it if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I like that idea. So we will put a pin in this. So Narkissa, we will pause time for the purposes of seeing what people... So Pebble, I will say that Pebble could go and like you continue researching because Narkissa would let you know that like where her parents live is like next to a major library that she would potentially have access to, although you left on questionable terms. So your research not entirely thrown off by this trip. Since Miirik has already devoted 12 hours to doing other things, then that's questionable. So we will continue around the clock. I'm gonna put a little question mark on the first box for Narkissa. Wynvyre.
Okay. My two next things, because I think it's going to work out that they have to happen kind of at the same time.
Sure.
So one is learning Draconic with Miirik, and that there I'm willing to put in as much downtime as it needs to be another week towards it.
Yes.
And the other thing is that I mean, living with Papa as much as I have and haven't in this time, do I know that when he's around, he keeps an eye on us more than when he is out? Or if he is out, he keeps less of an eye on us? I'm trying to figure out the time where he does not watch, if there is a time. I feel like I would have picked up on that, maybe?
Sure. I like this idea. I would say that no roll required. There's this like the snakes are kind of all over the place. You've noticed that some of them are less like solid. Like there are some that are clearly just like figments, but likely are still like monitoring you and doing those kinds of things. It's very passive though. Like you've never gotten the sense that it's invasive and like you've even done things that you're like, ooh, Papa's gonna get at me for this. It's like nothing comes of it. So it's like, okay, clearly Papa is just like making sure that I really don't fuck up, not like is being like a stickler.
Yes.
So
But say I wanted to say break into his office to find research on the Gulfire's tree that he does not want me to have access to.
That would be a thing that you do need to wait for Papa to not be in there.
Not be in there, but then also not be watching. So I'm trying to see if over the 10 days there is an opportunity for that.
I love this. Yes,
and that's pretty much all that Winnie would like to do.
Okay.
So it's like mostly just preparing for this moment to like get in there, find the thing, and get out. But so she spends a lot of time figuring out when she can do that. But also like, so she's out and about with everybody all the time. So when she disappears for an hour to 2 hours, like every couple of nights, to play with the experiment and to figure out what Papa's doing in his office, that it's not suspicious because it's like, oh no, she's just having some alone time after spending all day with us, sort of thing. So. But that's Winnie's 2 activities over the 10 days.
I like this. So the Draconic, there's no roll needed. We're just using the work weeks that it takes. And because you have a high intelligence, it's going to take you 7 total work weeks. But I will even say that like, because this other thing is like I like the way you phrased it, where it's like, it's just a build up to this like one moment. Yeah. What I'll say is you won't get much time in that office if you are able to pull it off. And it's going to be a quick roll to like get like a little snippet, but it won't be enough time that it's like a downtime, if that makes sense.
I feel like I want to put in extra to be like, I go and see Papa at inconvenient times in his office to see where he stashes things quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to like just like keep an eye on like where he put things away, or where he goes and visits like when he's not in his office or something. You know, like office.
Yes.
You know, kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanctum,
that's what I'm
whatever
doing.
you would call.
Yeah.
That you do know that there is a room that you're not allowed in. And there's like the super secret, there's the secret library that's like the good books.
Yeah.
They pretty much let you have like run of the place. As long as you're with the snakes, he doesn't really care. There is a room otherwise that you know about that is like, that door only shows up when Papa wants it to show up, and it's like way more mysterious. So,
Yes.
give me a deception check. Get into some
Alright.
skullduggery.
I know. I've got a -2 to deception. I got a 16 though, so 14.
14. I will roll for it. What is the actually, maybe I'll just use passive.
Just get caught out first day. Like no.
With a 14, you seem to be doing a good job. No, there's no suspicious eyes being cast your way. There's no additional snakes that are following you around.
Nice.
You've mapped out enough of this sort of like semi-schedule to where like you'll knock on the door and you test it like 2 days in a row, and right around that time, there's never an answer. You know that the door, and you are fairly confident that behind the door it's not no answer because busy, no answer because empty. So
Yeah.
It
do you have thieves' tools?
No. I do not.
Okay.
But no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I feel bad.
Give me.
Actually, no, but no, wait. In my inventory, though, I have. Roll. Do we? Oh no, we use the scroll of knock. You guys remember us using the scroll of knock?
I don't think you've used it. The Horde Keeper. Check in with the Dragon Wife.
We did in fact use the scroll because I added it to my spell book. I just haven't said it yet. It's not been one of my prepared spells, but it was like we're just gonna tick 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 tick.
Whoops.
And look, if there are any scrolls left over once we get to a town, Miirik is immediately just like, and adding this
These
in.
are mine now. I mean, in all like theory, like that's
Absolutely,
useful
that works
because
in practice. Yes.
you can also always make scrolls. Like I want to emphasize, if you are a spellcaster, you can make scrolls. You just know how to do that for spells that you can cast. So be aware of that.
In my downtime preparation for this moment, leading up to this moment, could I have gotten Miirik to write me a scroll?
I want to see how long does it take to write a scroll of Narkis first level, right? Or is it second level?
Let me verify. I think it's.
I want to say it's second level.
Knock is second.
Okay.
If it's
so
not viable, obviously this more than fine, but I just thought I'd
second
ask.
level spell scroll. This is what I get for using a physical book. I can't remember where these things are. Downtime 123. Ba-ba-ba. By the way, if you've never used the downtime rules in Xanathars, they're pretty good. I like them. They're fun. Crafting an item. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Does it not say spells? I remember there being a spell scroll table very specifically. Oh, is it under? It's under scribing a spell scroll. I was looking at
It has its own little.
so its own little call out. It's just a special own little boy. I will. Oh, very interesting. A second level spell scroll takes 3 days and 250 gold pieces. So
Too long.
well,
So between my first set of learning things and scribing things, she's like, "Oh yeah," which is fine because her first set of downtime was just magic shit anyways. So this will be the first scroll she's have scribed. So she's like, "Oh, you want me to do that? I'll learn how to do that. Let's figure it out. This is what I need to write in here."
So what I'll say is, by the way, if you wanted to like maximize the utility of this downtime, you could do a second level and a first level or a cantrip with the remainder of that first 5-day downtime slot. Because it's only 3 days for the the second level for the knock scroll, and then it is 1 day for a first level spell. And 25 gold pieces. So it's 275 total.
And the 12 hours for me to have done the other stuff.
And the 12 hours for you to have done the copying over into your spell book.
Okay. So, if that is the case, we are going to give Winnie disguise self and knock, because Miirik doesn't ask questions, but she wants her to be prepared.
Nice. Mark off the 275 gold pieces, but you can absolutely do that.
Yep.
Amazing. So yeah, Winnie, you have a spell scroll of disguise self and a spell scroll of knock, and that is Miirik's
If you are
first downtime.
asking me for a knock for some reason, that means you're trying to get into a door you're not supposed to. So here, at least disguise yourself first.
I love this.
These are the logical conclusions.
You get a kiss on the cheek and a big squeeze of a hug with all four arms, and then I toddle off nonchalantly, and I definitely don't do it the same day.
I love it. No, yeah. To assuage all concerns. Excellent. So then, this is just a matter of. This is just
now
a
we're
matter
at the back of the door.
This is just a matter of giving me a stealth check. Then this is to have lost your tail.
It's a good little fun. Your snake tail.
Okay. 21.
Very good. Yes, you are able to
16
sort
plus
of
5.
like
Yes, math.
take a little circuitous pass through the stacks of books and wind your way over to this door and just the scroll. You hear that knocking sound and the door opens up.
Beautiful. I like crawl in. I'm so nervous. I feel like she's like on the wall like a spider. Like if she had spider climb, this is what she were doing right now.
I like that. I like the flight of the wings is still enabling it. Just this creepy like into the room,
up onto the ceiling. She drops down onto the desk.
Amazing.
No footprints on the floor, clearly. And yes, now she's going to investigate.
Give me an investigation check.
Looking in the drawers that Papa has. Oh fuck yes, 19 plus 9.
28 on investigation.
28.
Amazing.
My eyes just like. I got blind sense. I can feel them papers.
You feel the room, like all of your senses are heightened. You're in that sort of like, I'm doing something I shouldn't danger mode, and so everything just feels sharp. And you are channeling that not into panicking, but into focus.
Yes, I feel like I feel like I'm a suspicious girlfriend searching through the mobile phone, or suspicious boyfriend searching
Phone's
through
open.
the mobile phone.
Time to check these apps. What's this? Which one of these icons isn't an app? It's a folder, and like
it's not healthy, but it is happening.
Amazing. Is there something specific you're looking for?
Yes, I am. It's not super specific, but I am looking for all of the. I have this picture of all of these research papers that they had back at the Golthias tree when they were doing the experiments with Grenell, Grenell, and any books of notes that they've been taking about it. Because you said that they were writing notes, or that they took notes, or there was a book or something along those lines. And then I want to find that because Papa hasn't shared.
Yes.
And she would like to know something. I feel like maybe the naivete that she is not expecting what she will find. Like she has no idea what she's going to find, but she just wants information that has been kept from her.
I want to ask a question, not to potentially guide the answers. I have the answers in mind, but I want to pick at a potential little theory here that I have. I don't know everything. Is Winnie like secretly kind of hunting after Saoirse?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. She is trying to figure out how she disappeared into a tree that she could not go into. She's trying to work out what was calling to her. that is not calling to Winnie. Like, she's just like, she feels like a severed connection that she's been like trying to like, I don't know. I feel like when Winnie and Saoirse were alive, there was this like symbiotic relationship that just like kept them together, and there was always like a you know, trees and their roots connecting on all of the mycelium and the mushrooms, you know, how they all communicate. It's like feels like a part of her has just been cut off, and since that Golthias tree showed up in the cave, she felt something. And since then she's just been trying to recreate that feeling. And yeah, so she's searching for Saoirse.
I love it.
That's my long answer.
That was what I was suspecting, but I wanted to make sure. First thing you see is all these piles of notes, all these books, journals. Some of them are in Papa's handwriting. Some of them are like books that have been taken out of the library or are part of just this room. There is some deep lore in here. There is a lot of extremely advanced magic happening, but the first thing that visually, it's like this
no
room
pictures?
it's like this room. I was gonna say there is a picture. There is this room that is almost arranged like an altar towards this one massive scroll that is hanging up on the wall. And you can see it's not finished. It's in progress. It's almost somewhere between like an idea board and a sketch and a magic scroll, and like it's a work in progress, but it's a work in detailed progress. There is an image of a tree, and it looks in this sort of gnarled, weird, eldritch way that reminds you of the Golthias tree, but you don't think it is. There's just something about it that feels unintended to be that. Beneath the tree, you notice that there is like a line shooting down, almost like a sword, but it's meant to evoke the sense of like a root coming out of the tree, and it is piercing a body. You see a body beneath the tree. And that bleeds into all of these like lines, and they haven't been finished, but you can see these like, I like to think that like when a wizard is doing like big spell scroll stuff, they like have these very faint, like delicate practice lines that they put into the scroll before they go through and ink it in the final stuff. And you're seeing some of that work down below that's like pre-work of all of these detailed arcane scripts of like, the best you can kind of think is that at first you're like, oh, roots growing down. No, it looks like energy's coming up into the tree through this body. And then above the tree, there are more of those like energy lines, and they are leading up towards a clear, like symbolic representation of the moon. And around it is written, what languages do you know?
Celestial, Common, Giant, Goblin, Primordial, and Sylvan.
There are notes of Celestial strung in, like woven together with other glyphs of other languages. It is this like divine invocation around the moon. It's treating the moon as a divine figure. And you're sort of recalling some things you'd heard before, that the moon is an undead goddess, this Shubnagraf figure, this goat of 1,000 young, this weird entity that is in the sky and is both dead and alive.
Is there like moon phases that are being portrayed?
There are not moon phases, just the moon.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, sorry. I mean, like, is it like this is the full moon, or it's a crescent moon, or it's like, you know what I mean? Like, what's depicted? It's just the moon. There's no notes.
It's depicting the moon as a divine object.
Yeah, cool, perfect.
So it's not about timing. It's about it as an entity.
It is itself. Cool. Cool.
And then you're looking through the notes. You're like quickly flipping through the journal, and you've got this kind of framing your mind. It talks about the tree as a gateway. It talks about the tree as a connection point between this world and the womb of the goats. It talks about the tree being seeded by undeath. A vampiric connection is necessary. You see that like underlined in the notes.
Yeah. No, never mind. It's all good. I was like, Winnie was in the womb of the goats, but I was like, no, we played one-shot characters for that one as well. We didn't dream it. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. You see notes from the experiments that, audience saw of like Papa's been experimenting with taking pieces off of the Gulthias tree and seeing if they can like saproling into another tree.
Mm-hmm.
And it works for a little bit, but it's missing a component. It's always, there's some integral piece about the tree that needs to be changed, and it's not every sap, every new branch that comes from the tree is the same tree. It's like an aspen tree. It's all one organism. It's just making new instances of it. So she's sort of gone through this process of like, no, this isn't going to work. I need my own Gulthias tree. I'm not going to be able to use this one. I have to make a new one. And then there's like just this long page, and the best explanation of it is just fucking math. It's just this awful math for page and page and page. And the final conclusion is it needs to be stronger. It needs to be older than the one we found. And then you start seeing other notes about Saoirse. Mostly questions. Where did she go? Why can't I contact her? Is it because she's on a different plane? Is it because the divinity of Shub-Nigroth doesn't want me to contact her? What is... Like, there's lots of questions that Papa's having, and some of those final questions are, does she still maintain a connection to Wynvyre? Can I use Wynvyre to get Saoirse back? Do I need to? Can Wynvyre be the focus?
Cool. All right.
You've been in here for an amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to keep looking?
No.
Okay.
I've got the information that I think that I wanted. I've looked at all the things that I can, and there's too many words, not enough pictures. So she is going to leave, put everything back as best she can.
Sure.
Hopefully it's perfect.
Give me a stealth check. I will say, give me a stealth check with intelligence instead of dex, which I actually think makes it a better check for you. I think your intelligence is higher than your dex.
I rolled a 9, 10, 11, 12. Then what?
So intelligence modifier, and then are you expert in stealth or just proficient?
Just proficient.
Okay, so intelligence modifier plus 3.
10, 11, 12. 15.
15.
Sorry,
Okay.
my brain did not want to add.
No, that's all good. You feel pretty confident you've put things mostly back where they were. Everything seems like it was when you first came into this room.
Nice. And I leave. And I don't know. Then I want to come back in like 20 minutes when a snake is there. And I want to knock on the door.
Okay.
And like show that it's open, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And then be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then I just fly away.
I like it. Give me a deception check.
Ooh, 16.
Okay.
No. And then that's the end of my turn. And then that's the end of my downtime.
That's the end of my downtime before I fuck anything up. Stop laughing that way. Excellent.
And I'm hoping that there's enough time for a day to spend with Narkissa's family.
So far, yes. I think we're all working towards a fun little field trip with Narkissa. First, I'm going to go to Miirik, though. Miirik, would you like to use your second downtime slot for?
Weapons and armor training.
Weapons and armor training.
I have this great axe that has come with us through many places now that I refuse to let go of.
I love it. I love this. Yes. Excellent. So, how are you? Are you like doing this on your own? Are you doing this with Papa? Like, is there anything specific you're pursuing?
We'll buckle and ask Papa for assistance and be like, I would like to learn these things. I know that there are other mages who are capable of it, but I'd like to cross that gap.
It is a good idea to complement the mental with the physical. You are not the first to endeavor in such things, and from what I've seen, it always makes the mage better at what they are trying to do in both respects. Did you want anyone else to help you, or just me?
Any who would wish to join are welcome, of course.
So I open the invitation to anyone that would like to assist in Miirik's training.
Is that a martial weapon?
Yeah.
It
What
is.
what type of weapon?
Oh, yeah.
Great axe is a martial weapon,
Then-
yeah.
Winnie is
Then
proficient
I can help.
in martial weapons too.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know how much time.
Help.
I'm going to put it out into the world because I did say I was going to try and learn Draconic.
Well, that was
so
the thing, is
I
that-
don't know.
Since you're trying to learn Draconic, and we sort of made a joke in Tech Check, but I love the idea that, like, the way some of y'all are doing that is just by being near Miirik, and Miirik is, like, only speaking Draconic, then I am like, just
the minute
being-
you put it out into the world,
Yeah.
like, can you teach me the thing? She's gonna be like, oh, I'll teach you, and then refuses to speak common for the rest of our time together here.
So yeah, I'm 1,000% on board with this idea of, like, using, like, Miirik is your gateway to Draconic and doing that. Yes.
Then I have proficiency in martial weapons to help if no one else can.
I do
Amazing.
as well.
Excellent.
I will also.
So you've got
Double advantage.
Double advantage.
Roll 4 dice.
Roll 4
Highest
dice.
one.
That's how it works, right? Right?
They're
Uh,
exploding advantages, right?
Exploding advantage, yeah. Oh,
Actually, that is
sex.
something I've seen a DM do where it's like, you get double advantage, so you roll 3 dice.
Yeah. I do think that
And you-
that's a case, that's fun as a little, like, mix up. We're not doing it now, but
Aw. Crush
Whoa.
me.
Before you get excited, we're not doing it.
we're not. I'm glad you're excited. Fuck you.
Let's waste it on something silly later, like baking a cake for Narkissa's parents.
Yes. Then I'm all for it. Okay, so normally, what's your intelligence modifier?
That's a great question. 4.
4. Okay. So the way this normally works is by the training rules, it takes you 10 work weeks plus or minus your intelligence modifier. So it would take you 6 work weeks normally to pick up this proficiency. What I will say is that if you roll high enough, you can do like a half proficiency with this weapon.
Because we both know what we're slowly working into, but we will get there one day.
We will get there one day.
In the meanwhile, I just need this one weapon, and we can figure out the rest. All right. And this is roll with advantage.
They're not spending their downtime helping, right? Pebble is not like spending downtime helping, correct?
That depends.
If I've got time to spend, then I will spend it with doing that.
I guess, so here's the thing, with enough friendly banter during the fight, you could be learning Draconic while also helping.
Yeah.
So
So,
what I'll
rather
say is-
than Pebble take up their time, then I'll spend the rest of whatever I've got left doing it that way.
So what I'll say is not advantage, but add a d6.
I've got a tiny great axe to show you.
Yeah. It's just like a hatchet.
Yeah.
Alright. And we're adding what to this, or just a straight roll?
For the actual roll, it'll be a intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Okay. 18.
18. Okay. You have 1 work week of progress in terms of like rules, but what I will say is that that counts as like you can use it with half proficiency when you're actually like out and about doing stuff. So half proficiency rounded down, which is right now because of odd numbers, a +1. So it's not just strength to it, it's strength +1 for the attack roll. And I would like to add a little bit of roleplay to this, because you've also got Papa theoretically chiming in here. So there's, what does it look like when Miirik, Winnie, and Pebble are all sparring? What does this exchange look like? And is Narkissa just watching? Like, you could take some time to just watch, or is Narkissa also occasionally helping here?
She's not really proficient with the great axe. Like, she'd be like, I have other weapons, but I can't do the great axe. I'm very specialized. I'm just gonna read my book here.
Go read my book.
Narkissa actually gets half a point in, like, half a week of training done just from listening.
Yep.
I think maybe me and Winnie take turns, like, showing her, like, the posture and the moves, and then whoever's not doing it, like, kind of moves her body, like, okay, move your arm up just a little bit, or move this down, or move your leg out.
Winnie's got her feet on the floor while showing, but then flying behind Miirik, being like, and this is how you, like, the pottery.
The ghost.
Yeah.
No ghosting. Amazing. As you are guiding each other through.
Indraconic.
Indraconic, yes.
Oh,
So this is why it's not. This
None
is
of
why
what you're
only
saying
half,
makes sense to Miirik. So.
Yeah.
which is why the guiding is helping.
Yeah.
Pebble is butchering all of the words.
Pickle! Pickle! Why aren't you pickling?
Why aren't you pickling?
Pebble tries to say half, and it comes out more like bun, and it's just like, I'm not wielding a sandwich. Like, during the times when Winnie and Pebble are otherwise indisposed, Papa checks in to like see your progress, and during one of the earliest like as you're progressing and you're sort of hitting those stages of like making progress, but like hitting a wall and just being unable to like get past it, Papa asks you, how do you normally fight? What is your normal weapon of choice?
A dagger or quarterstaff. In which case I'm usually just following forms and attempting to break my quarterstaff over someone's head.
A good start. Is there anything else you use? You move in a way that I find not odd, but you've been trained with the shape of larger weapons, but not their weight.
Yes. There's nothing else that I technically use, but I have, and we'll summon the sword to be like
Shadowblade.
psychic fake sword.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been trained in the sword as well.
I suspected that is the case. Something to keep in mind as you grow in power with that particular technique. And you can see their fingers trace through the air, and you have been invited into this room that Winnie recognizes. It is this like sort of circular chamber with all of these statues of massive serpents surrounding the room. Some of them are broken and dilapidated, some of them are pristine. Shadows cling to the wall, and you've noticed that like when you need like, I need a target dummy, the shadows sort of like coagulate and create these shapes that you can fight against. They are always static and not really like moving, but they give you things to interact with. And as their fingers trace through the air, you see them coalesce these shadows, and it turns into not a blade like yours. It looks like that at first, and as they fling it out to the side, it is this like ludicrously large glaive The haft of it extends well past their back. It is this huge, spiked, ringed, awful shard of a blade out at the tip. As you grow in power, you will be able to access higher forms of this weaponry. Same principle, just hits harder. The shape is irrelevant, largely, but perception is reality in many things. Your opponent will see its shape, will feel it, and react accordingly. Are you willing to spar? Or do you feel like you're not ready for that?
Ready or not, sparring is the best way to gain experience.
Then show me what you can do.
I smack.
I smack! So go ahead and make... are you using the Shadow Blade or are you using the Great Axe?
Oh, we're learning the Great Axe, so you have to learn the weight of the Great Axe, because
Yes.
the weight of the Shadow Blade is none.
It's none, yes. So yeah,
That will
strength.
help with forms, but that will not help with me going, alright, and smack.
So since we're in the past, just strength, not strength plus
Past.
1 for...
Yes. Which is fine, because this is still a +2 Great Axe.
That's true. Yeah, the Great Axe is helping you immensely.
Even without any proficiency in it right now, it's still 1 less than my regular proficient weapons.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Because I only rolled a 4, so that's a 9 total.
A 9 total, you just... And it's just so telegraphed that Papa just like steps to the side. Doesn't even...
It's like, look, I'm used to hefting chests, not swinging weapon. Like,
Takes
okay.
like 3 goes to like hoof it up and around.
I will wait until you manage a strike before echoing with my own. Don't bore me. So they're just going to pass their turn.
Damn, sassy.
It's okay.
Oh, some
Because
fighting
apparently
word.
that pissed me off enough. That is a 24.
24 will
And
hit.
she's just like, fuck you!
All
We're gonna
about
go
the
from
sauce.
upwards instead this time and be like, fine, I'll use it like a quarterstaff. Ah!
Mm-hmm. Amazing. You go ahead and do that. Yes. I'm looking something up because I
Yes.
want to do some fun stuff. Yes, there we go.
Absolutely
Perfect.
do the fun stuff.
Okay, so you swing down. Where are you aiming on Papa's body?
We're just going, like, body. Like, we're going for the main body. We're not trying to actually hurt anyone. It's, I'm learning how to aim this. Oh, raid!
Raid! Just in time for a friendly spar. Or
Just
is it?
in time.
Or is it friendly? Excellent.
It's only mildly friendly.
It's only mildly friendly.
These two still don't like and or trust each other.
Mm-hmm. You swing down with that heavy great axe, and you're like, I'm aiming for center body, but I'm not trying to be deadly. And it just sinks. And it just like, you see Papa's body like crumple in, and it's just, you hear this like horrible like, and then the body just like snakes slither out from behind the mask, and it like totters to the ground and clinks, and it's just like an Obi-Wan empty robe. And Papa is standing behind you. Perception is reality. Keep your eyes on the target. And they are going to attack you back as you hit. That is, oh no.
Just nat 20.
I did not nat 20. You will be grateful that I did not. I did not nat 20. That was I'm trying to find the correct number. That was a 27 to hit.
Still haven't gotten the armor part of this down.
Yep. You take... So, this sort of like it's odd. You know that the Shadow Blade should be weightless, but there is this like movement in the body, like a liquid stance as she rolls it around and just swings it through in this hefty strike. Their body is acting like it's heavy, and you feel it in your mind take hold. You take 23 points of psychic damage.
All right, let's go.
Owie.
Well, now I know how that feels.
Now duplicate it.
That's just a 15 to hit.
15 to hit does not hit. You see another just like graceful to the side.
We're getting the heft of the weapon. We're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out. How many hit points do you have left? What are you looking like?
11.
11? Interesting. Interesting.
Delicious.
Going to be negative 70 next.
Dodges to the side, and I am going to need you to make a let's see. Actually, they're just gonna get close.
Mm-hmm.
And they whisper into your ear in this sort of menacing tone. Did you sneak into my sanctum? Did you look at my notes?
Huh?
I know someone did. And I know you made a knock scroll.
Yes, I do that sometimes.
Did you tread where you did not have permission to?
I've been too busy to do that, so no. And we'll try to like butt as we're doing this, like, get the back up.
Give me a persuasion check and then give me an attack roll.
That's a 3 on the persuasion.
Lovely. Leaving a real good impression.
Real good impression. And that's another 15 on the attack.
15.
She's just like, excuse
you just like
me.
shove it. Papa is not a big figure, and yet the you try and like do this little like half knock like to the sternum to get them to back off, and it just like plonks in, and it's hard and just not budging, like there's magical armor at play or something. I believe you, but only barely. And it will swing down. Natural 1. So you are able to jump out of the way as the giant heft of it, this slow sort of like big telegraph Dark Souls move comes down. You're like, nope, getting out of the way.
No, thank you.
Your turn.
We're a little feisty at the moment, so we're learning how to dual wield these things, and she will let go a lightning breath. Like,
oh, interesting. So dex save on my part?
Yes, dex save is 12. It's not high. The DC is not superb on this.
A 23 on the dex save.
Yeah.
I did roll very well.
Gee willikers.
Gee willikers.
I just wanted to read my book, and now I'm seeing violence on my life. Like,
so 6 is halved.
6, halved, and just for the sake of
it
like,
was
just
12 halved down to 6 already.
halved down to 6. Gotcha. And then for like the sake of rubbing it in, you see them like catch the lightning breath and just like squish it a little bit more. So they only take up 3 damage because they use absorb elements. And
that's
then
fine. Just that. Back up.
That's not part of your training. And they're going to use a they're gonna answer in kind with a touch spell. So that is going to be a 23 to hit.
Hits.
And is absorb elements the next weapon attack? Melee attack. Great. So that's going to be an extra d6. I think you might be down.
Probably. I also
That is-
have not used any of my reactions because she's not trying to be a total dick.
True. 23 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, we're downed.
There is this like arc
Oh,
of...
actually, you
Oh.
said lightning damage?
I did say lightning damage.
Fuck you, chromatic warding. None for you.
immunity?
She's just like,
There is, again, mask, hard to read, but there's a sort of like, nice move. Like, that
Interesting. Like,
was a good move. Touche. It is your turn.
so we're just like, no. I'm sorry. Did you not see the lightning come out of my mouth just now?
Yep.
No.
They might be testing you to try and figure out what you can or cannot do.
Which is why we have not used any of our reactions.
Mhm. It is up to you.
I
now.
can do it too.
I can do it too. Meh, meh, meh.
We're gonna try for another smack.
Just a good old smack. Smackaroony.
Yeah. 17.
17 does not hit again.
We figured not.
It makes contact, but again, there is a barrier. There is this like magical armor that's just glancing off. It's not even touching the robes. The robes themselves seem to be providing this armor. And there's gonna be one more attack. Answering, just doing this big hefty swing around with the shadow glaive. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
We're looking. We're seeing if we
We're
want to.
seeing
or
if we
not.
have anything. Seeing. What we
You know
got.
what? We won't.
Okay. This one's probably gonna knock you down then.
Yeah.
Unless I roll real bad, which I did. Only 13 points of psychic damage.
That still knocks me down. I was
Okay.
at 11 left.
Gotcha. You are knocked out. Give me.
Mhm.
No. No, it's fine. You wake up a little bit. I say a little. You wake up a little bit. You're still groggy. No. You very quickly recognize the taste of a healing potion in your mouth as you are brought back to consciousness. Not bad. Keep working at it.
Been less than a week.
I have the next place I want all of you to go, if you are willing to do so. I'm fairly confident you'll have ample opportunities to hone your skills there.
Well, I'm certain I'll be able to take them then. You muted yourself because of doggos.
I did mute myself because of doggos, thank you. You leave, or they leave, and you are left into the training room to continue practicing. Again, you can continue working on that training throughout the rest of your downtime. When he's done both downtimes, Pebble, what is your second downtime?
My second downtime was probably learning Draconic as well.
Okay, cool.
Teaching and aspiring.
What is your intelligence modifier?
-2.
-2. It's gonna take you 12 big old weeks to figure out this language. It's a toughie.
Whoa.
My mouth can't make these noises.
There's a certain tongue shape that you need to actually get it properly.
I love to think
It is German.
and I love to think that the phonics and the style of language, because giants and dragons are ancient enemies, have always been, fucking hate each other, never invited to the same parties. You are so used to giant that this is My mouth doesn't do that. Like, it's just
I know
so.
so many languages and none of them are like Draconic.
Yep, none of them. And so it's just, you're really having to like climb uphill to get some understanding on this language. But you've dedicated some time to it. You are still making some progress. Excellent. Any other flavor notes for that time that you'd like to add on?
Do I not even roll because it's a -2?
Well, so I'm giving this little like, I was giving the like partial proficiency bonus for the great axe because then it's fun to be able to like count that proficiency, like that like time wielding the great axe as part of training, so that like time in the dungeon could be practice. I'm willing to also do a little bit of that for like Draconic, since you have someone who speaks Draconic with you. So normally the way that it works for training is that like it's just a static number of work weeks, and you keep plinking away at that time. So because of your negative intelligence modifier, I need to double check if that actually like penalizes you on how long it takes to learn something. But as of right now, I have you down at 1 out of 12 work weeks completed.
Wonderful. Let me put that in my notes here.
Amazing. And then that wraps back around. I will say everyone else has done both of their downtimes. So yes, there is time in all of this for everyone to go on the field trip to meet Narkissa's parents. So
Wait, what was my second downtime?
I was gonna say that was just.
You're gonna get to do that as part of this. So do you want to do your second downtime first before the field trip?
I think it technically counts as your first downtime then, and this is
Yeah.
your second downtime.
Yeah, you could also do it that way, but the first is the.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, because the only thing that I've had down was that I was gonna go and research my exes, but we haven't done that yet. And then the second thing I was gonna do was research the dungeon that we're heading into, since now Papa has mentioned it. Closing book. Oh, I heard there was something that I could research on.
Excellent. Yeah. So
do I have the shiny rock for this?
Do you have the shiny? What shiny rock? Wait, is this an actual thing?
Yes, I do have a shiny rock for a future dungeon.
Oh, right. It's not that one. Do you want to research that one, or do you want to research the next one?
The next one.
The next one.
I'll show Papa my shiny rock later.
Okay.
Because I get the feeling they might be interested in the shiny rock.
In this Pebblecule situation, show my shiny rock later has so many other meanings that could potentially be read in, but I'm going to bypass that for the time being. Yes, make either, I'll say history, religion, or just investigation. Any of those could apply. And Papa is basically like, the narrative of this is that, hey, do you need help preparing us for that next venture? And Papa's like, yeah, come on, here's my notes on what I've been looking at.
You said religion, history, or
investigation. Investigation is going to get you the most broad of information. Religion or history will get you specific information at a lower DC, but you won't, like, the thing you get specifically for history, you won't get rolling religion, and vice versa. So you might get all of it if you roll a great investigation check, though.
Then I'm going to do investigation with a 24.
24, indeed. That is a pretty stonking good roll. Sorry, I caught up with messages. I mean, you got 10 days, and Miirik is training for 5 of them, so whatever happened. Tune into the Patreon to see what's happening in that chat. 24. So, Papa has a task for you. Is wanting the group to go to a location called Tomoakan. Tomoakan is a ruined city believed to be somewhere on the peninsula of Tir Nanog. From your investigation and from like Papa helping, this is like basic Tir Nanog lore. Tir Nanog is a remnant of the old world, specifically the first world. It is Fey. It is Fey to the umpteenth extent. In fact, it is so chaotic and mysterious that there is a like constant mistiness that surrounds and permeates the jungles and forests of the region that actually makes teleportation magic nigh impossible to use. So the only way that you're going to be able to get there in a reasonable amount of time, fucking dirty birds, just chatting away. Would you like to share with the rest of the class? The only way that you're going to be able
The only way that you're going to be able to finish your sentence.
The only way that you are going to be able to finish that sentence, the only way that you're going to be able to finish, to actually get to Tomoe-con is overland travel. Papa would basically like put you to like the edge of Tir Nanog, and you would have to make the rest of the journey on your own deeper in. And so a lot of this research that you're doing is like refining the location of where Tomoe-con is located. And maps of Tir Nanog are not only highly valuable, but extraordinarily rare. And even the ones that Papa has are like shreds. They're, by normal standards of academia, they're garbage. They're not really giving you a lot of information to go off of. But there's enough that you've at least got like, head this direction this many days, look for this landmark, then go this way. You've got general bearings of where you can potentially find this lost city. And it is lost both in location and in population. It is ruined. Any reports of Tomoe-con say that it is largely like stone and rubble mixed in with centuries of forest growth. However, something that is understood to be there but not thoroughly explored is a hidden shrine, a lost temple that was buried beneath the ground purposefully. And with that 24, what you're able to note is that the shrine's purpose, the history is spotty, but the best that people have been able to uncover is that somewhere in Tomoe-con's history, the people there had a change of heart in terms of their faith. And they decided to basically bury their gods. They took all of their gods in whatever form they understood them to be, whether that was capturing them into a mortal form, or perhaps that god always was in a mortal form that was like reincarnated, and they were like, we're gonna stick them down into this temple and surround them with ornate traps and strange runes and all of these kinds of things to like, it's hard to say, was it to like give them something entertaining to do? Like something to like, here's your eternal resting place, have fun. Or was it like a prison that they wanted to make it difficult to escape? And all of this is under this like primary heading of the faith transforming into the worship of a figure known as Zotsilaha. Zotsilaha was a vampiric god of the underworld, and through the ages always had a physical avatar, a physical presence in Tomoe-con. Some sort of worshiper that was elected as the best warrior, the person that was meant to be Zotsila's right hand in this living age. And those people would be elevated into becoming a vampire, into becoming an avatar of Zotsila that would lead the people there. The first ever champion of Zotsila is buried there. Not only is this the first champion of Zotsila, this is, if Papa is correct and you are correct, sort of doing this like, okay, this is Tomoe-con's history. Where does Tomoe-con reckon in all of these other lands? This could very well be the first vampire in existence ever. And Papa wants you to get this vampire's body. They and you, looking at these scriptures, these texts, these rumors, believe that the first ever vampire to ever exist, Tolokos Paplokas, is located somewhere in the hidden shrine of Tomoe-con. Yes, there's all kinds of South American pronunciations, and I'm going to do my absolute darndest to do them right.
It's okay. It's okay. You're just an Osavo. It's all right.
Yep, fucking. I got two people in here that are absolutely primed and ready to call my ass out on this. Talokas, I feel like Talokas is okay. The last name, that was nope. But
You're right. You're right.
that is what you know about this place.
Narkissa's ready. Narkissa will, of course, share the information that she has just been painstakingly learning while not leaving her eyes off of the book that she is reading.
Okay. I want to give you something above and beyond what I just gave you, because that was a really good roll, and most of that you would have gotten just as like, hey, we're about to go into the next dungeon, here's what it is. I want to give you something that'll actually potentially help. You would bet that wherever Talokas is interred is not only heavily trapped, but is likely trapped, it's likely hidden. It's not meant to be this like out in the open hidden shrine of Tomokan. Not just that, it hid inside, like you're already in the hidden shrine. There's a second hidden part to it that like, it's not gonna be, you know, out in the open, everyone go and worship at the altar that we put this
Secret
guy.
doors.
It's meant to be like secret doors and stuff like that. And on top of that, there is a note.
It's your wife who loves secret doors.
Yeah, no. The secret door wife is on it. Sorry, I just looked at Danny's most recent message and had a good giggle. Hey guys, you
What?
you
When?
look, you would guess there's this one phrase in here that kind of sticks out. That is, those who disturb the final resting place of the first chosen of the bat shall sleep forever. Mark and or Miirik giving me absolute sass on whatever that was. I don't know. I don't think I deserved that one. What are you doing over there? Disadvantage on your
Sassing,
saving throw against the eternal
honestly.
sleep trap. So that is what you know. And that is your first question mark, second downtime. But yes, there is also, you want to research your exes, and you are going to do so by going to the city of Gravemorn, taking a little road trip with the wives. To wives.
Hives.
My wives, let's
To make
go.
this to make this work, basically, Narkissa, you are going to get the like teleport back snake. Everyone else is just like going for a day trip, and Papa's going to like abscond them back to the Shadespire once that is done.
Can we also bring them a gift basket?
You can. Yeah. What is in this gift
Can we make a
basket?
cake?
Yeah, we make a cake or some
100%
sort of like
making a cake.
yeah, or some sort of like banana loaf, or you know what I mean, like something hearty
Oh, I
and
love that.
delicious.
No, okay, I have it. It's going to be a layered cake, but each layer is like our own home flavors.
Oh,
I like that. It's
That's
very
really
good.
It's
cute.
like, here, from all of us, about all of us.
The unified bite is nightmarish, but each layer on its own. Very good.
You have to eat it like one layer at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those like
boy,
chip cakes, and like they're all separate.
I mean, maybe it could taste good together. We don't.
Okay, there's no way. Based on what we know from Pebble's cooking previously, which sounded delicious on its own, I'm just guessing that like fucking Dragonborn gotta love.
To be fair, I had some questionable ingredients to work with.
That's true. Yes, but there's
Pebbles is probably like, you know, red velvet, the beets, all that, but like
Oh,
old school
yeah.
red velvet where it's
Yeah.
not the super sweet, where it's got that like
it's
beet
more of that
bitterness
bitter
to
chocolate. Yeah. Bitter chocolate and bitter beet.
it.
Yeah.
Totally see that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just imagine. I just know nothing is going to complement Winnie's chicken foot surprise. That is like chicken foot mushrooms pureed into like a flour composite, and then
It's
baked.
like half rotted meat that she's like, ah, yes, perfectly molded.
Yeah. That like
Pate.
the 3 layers could maybe work. That 4th one is fucking throwing it.
It's like it's the trifle with the beef layer. Like,
Can Pebble, with her cooking
Yes.
skills, like try to make it like edible?
Yep. Love it.
Oh,
It's like,
all right.
I love you, honey. Here, let me just help you out with your cooking.
Just throw in some herbs every time she looks away. Oh.
I was gonna do like a pumpkin something,
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
like
that'd be cute.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
bread. So it's like super dense. It's
Super
not
bready.
cake.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's the bottom layer. It's the
carrot cake,
foundation.
but pumpkin.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, I
I appreciate that.
take it back. This unified bite is complicated but good.
You did say cake. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
didn't say like if you'd said meal, I would have gone different. You know what I mean? We would have gone mushroom based,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like a risotto.
I now want to know
Ooh.
if this is completely wildly off topic. I want to know if there's like a cake that you make like with mushrooms and like fungi. Like if someone's like,
I bet there is.
God,
I'm gonna
impossible
Google
cake.
it right now.
but
Right.
anyways, you.
I don't know, dog. I think that's called a shroom cake.
If you look up mushroom cake, they're just cake shaped as mushrooms.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Miirik's is like
Yes.
surprisingly delicate, like Victorian with the
Oh,
jam
you
and
would,
everything, and
yes,
it's like
yeah.
Oh, Victorian sponge
we're
cake. Very good.
fancy here. It looks like it's gonna collapse, so they have to put it on top.
Yep. Top layer.
It's just like, how? How? Shh! Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Barely
Don't
holding it with the claws to put it on top.
ask, don't ask questions. Amazing.
Beautiful. It's perfection. Easy breezy.
Then we go visit.
Then
Then
armed
We've made a mess in the kitchen.
armed with your pebble cule cake, you go to Pantaragat, to specifically the capital city of Greymorn. And you were like, surely it doesn't look like the name. You arrive, and this place, honestly, Winnie, it's a vibe. Wynvyre's having a great time. All of the trees look dead. The streets are empty. And I want to make sure that I'm clarifying this for Narkissa's sake. It was this way when you left. It's not like something traumatic happened since you left.
Aw.
homes-
It's always been this way.
The homes are this like sort of gothic cottage. They all feel a little bit like narrow and kind of squeezed with tile
it's
roofs.
industrial area London.
Mm-hmm. It's industrial era London, like with like an AI Tim Burton filter put over it. It's that with like 4 people max. There's just, it's so sparsely populated, and the people here, they're going about their day. They're moving rather quickly. They are pale. They are frail looking. And there is off in the distance, you see the road, the main road of this city. And it is a city, it's built up. There are warehouses, there's industry. You're seeing very few like smoke trails rising into the sky. There's industrial buildings, but there's not a lot happening inside of them. And off in the distance,
Beautiful, Narkissa.
off in the distance, you see this like tall, gnarled, spiky castle. Narkissa, you know that is not where your parents are. Your parents would very likely be over at their house. Closer to, you look further over atop a hill. There's like the castle up front. There's like this rollingness to the city. And then off to the left, there is this hill, and up on the hill, you see what is clearly a book, or not a book, a building of like academia, a university. It is this like square, but still gothic in its like pointed edges and curve. It would be beautiful were it not so macabre and sort of desolate looking. Large glass windows that look out on all of the surrounding environments that maybe at one point had lush topiaries and green gardens and all of these things. But now it's just sort of this smattering of outer buildings, one of them clearly an observatory, as you see this long focalized lens coming out of the domed roof. There is the like greenhouse that inside is like just enough green to know that things are alive in there, but it looks just bleak everywhere. Narkissa, you know that your parents live on campus at Miskatonic University. And you make your way there.
The absolute urge to let Winnie be inside and look out the glass windows and then let out like lightning or something so she gets the spooky flash.
Yeah. Just full Addams Family moment. Oh, you're muted. You're muted,
You're
Haley.
muted.
Pebble's gonna stand on top or Narkissa with a watering can and douse the windows. So
Gotta get that rain.
Full effect, yes.
Only for
Narkissa can
and
puff
Winnie
on
to
a pike
enjoy.
to make the smoke, to make clouds. Full aesthetic.
Finally going up. Okay, guys, we're gonna meet my parents.
I'm so excited.
They're
This
nice.
is my vibe.
They're nice people, so don't worry. We're just, as you can see with this place, I'm probably the most energetic person that you're going to see.
This suddenly explains so much about you, my dear.
If it's why I can't lift anything, you're absolutely right.
Yes, that is entirely what I meant.
The X's are explained.
Yep.
You were looking
Danny's
for
just
any
obsessed.
excitement you could in your life.
Really wanted to jazz it up.
Just knocks on the.
And would you like to describe what your mom looks like, as she is the one who opens the door?
So my mom is a kind of petite humanoid, like long black hair that's tied like in a sort of tight ponytail. Has very soft, delicate features and a light nose, and also has like kind of dark matching, like dark eyes that match up her hair. She's wearing kind of the traditional garb of the area, so it's a little on the side, as Narkissa would probably explain it. But then she also has a little cooking apron on, and yeah, that's my mom.
And she looks joyous to see Narkissa, and they're like, "Oh, you've brought company. Hello, dear. It's so good to come in. And you have friends."
Hi, Mom, and just gives her a big hug.
She hugs you back, and very tight, strong hug,
She
despite the
says
sort
friends,
of
and Miirik immediately is like wives.
like.
I was about to say these are my wives.
A lot has happened. Did we do something to not merit an invitation? I'm so sorry.
No, it's not that. It was like a shotgun wedding, you know. We haven't had the ceremony yet. We were gonna host a ceremony, and then I was gonna invite you to that. But I decided since I could visit you, that I would visit first and tell you the news instead of just dropping an invitation and surprising you that way.
No, this is delightful. Come in. Your father is actually here. I got him to tear himself away from his books for once. Come on in. Just made some.
Oh, that's quite a task. What did you bribe him with?
We actually had some good mushrooms today. They weren't the sort of small ones. I got them very, very nice, fresh.
You can hear vibrating coming from
Oh,
mushrooms, you
love
say?
me a good mushroom.
And crisp celery. Crisp for once, I promise you. I don't know what your father's done, but we have gotten some lucky breaks with some of our rations recently.
That's great. I'm happy to hear that. How are the young ones doing? A little.
How many siblings does Narkissa have?
4.
They are running about not to be overly sad, but everyone here has this like frail, like understuffed stuffed animal kind of look to them. But they all seem relatively healthy. They all are running about happy as can be. You see small children playing with like little roller toys and plush and like little poppets and things. The sort of sackcloth with black button eyes kind of look. As
Well,
as you
hello,
enter,
little twerps.
as you say that, they are all overjoyed and very quickly. Although the eldest one, your younger brother, but eldest of the four remaining, like quickly just like punches you in the side. Like, why are you gone so long?
I didn't do it on purpose.
You do everything on purpose.
No, I don't.
If you do it, then
Sometimes
you
I
did
do
it on
stuff on accident.
purpose. Likely story.
How dare you? How dare you?
Then gives
That
you a
time you
hug.
broke Mom's vase, did you do that on purpose?
I did the thing that I was doing at the time on purpose.
Dang it, I've been cornered. Fine, I did it on purpose.
And you see walking out.
I'm sorry.
Walking out from the back to join you all. A younger version, but I want to invoke Pixar here. A younger version of the guy who plays chess with himself, if everyone remembers that little like animated short. He's got like a little bit of a longer nose, spectacles that sort of perch on that nose, slicked back hair, balding, but still there, dark salt with a little bit of salt and pepper at the edges. Narkissa, it's so good to see you. Come
Oh,
here.
so good. You did. Pulls him in for a hug.
Gives you a big hug. It is as strong as he can be. You could like he has those long like librarian's hands, just the long fingers with the big crunchy knuckles. But yeah, still gives you a big hug.
Right, and these are my wives. Everybody say hello and do it nicely.
There's the like school children chorus of "Hello, Narkissa's wives!" Like
For a second,
Miirik
Winnie
is just holding the cake box.
was talking to them like, "We're nice." Like,
I think all of us had the same thought. What do you mean, us be nice?
we're nice. How dare you?
There.
How dare you? Amazing. I don't want to rush this scene, but I do know that we are getting close to time. And so what I want to do here is I want to say that you present the cake. They are incredibly gracious and grateful. It is a warm, home-cooked meal. Everyone enjoys the cake, and we can absolutely, I want to revisit the scene when the time comes. But for now, what I want to do is Narkissa. You have access to your hometown, the records there, along with any records that are in the Shadespire whenever you return that might be able to clue you in to where your other exes are. So go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
oh no.
Oh no! Internet, hold on!
No.
Brace
So
yourselves!
Come back.
20 something.
Come back.
You're almost back. I can feel you. You're just there, on the other side of the digital wall.
You were just
Crowd strike! Stop ruining everything!
It was a 20 something.
It's 20-something. Y'all are rolling high today.
Dice gods are on our side. There's downtime.
Not with my spar.
Mm.
Not with my investigation research.
That's right, that
That's
was a
terrible.
9. Oh, whew.
It's not good.
That -2, yo.
Yeah.
We might have
Kills
lost.
me.
Oop. Bun has responded. Oh, you're
Am I
back.
here?
Oh, 25.
Okay.
I like that I just saw your message just in time for you to get back. So 25 on investigation.
Yes.
I will, at the very least, you're going to get some stuff. I'm going to give you a rundown of all the X's, and then you could choose which ones to focus in on. There's obviously Peggy, the daughter of Cackling Agnes Pigtooth, who is a hexblood human bound by pact and blood to the hag. There are the twins, the halflings Lyle and Wenner, who you dated at the same time. They were layabouts, but had means and wealth, and lots of interesting hobbies. There was Obmi, a dwarven cutthroat, dungeon delver. You went on several missions with him, but he was always a little bit too protective of you, or was it the loot? You're not quite sure. He didn't want you to play by your rules, so it was a stifling partnership at best. There's Snarla, a human who was a little bit on the rough edges. A ambitious academic that somewhat reminds you of Miirik in her pursuit of arcane knowledge, and her tough exterior. And then finally, there was, you know it's true, finally there was Nuzim, who was probably your first, being that he was a half-elven librarian and curator that was training here at Miskatonic University away from his homeland of Tunesh. When he moved away, your relationship became long distant, and eventually became nothing. I will give you 3 of them that you could find out more information about, because that was a very high roll.
Okay. Think I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to think which 3 sound like the most likely to murder.
Well, I also left one out. Three-Eyed Man. Three-Eyed Man has literally tried to murder you, so that one?
He's dead. It's fine.
He's
He's dead.
off the list.
We're fine.
Is he? Hope so.
Spoilers, not spoilers. He's on the list. You could pick him if you want. If you'd like to know more about him.
You know what? I'm kind of curious more about the backstory of the Three-Eyed Man. If there's anything that comes up,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of the names, and you know what? The twins.
Okay, so Three-Eyed Man.
Yeah, that's 2 to worry about, so that's a good idea.
Three-Eyed Man.
I
Open
knew
me.
you call him the three-eyed man when that was not what we were calling.
That's not what we were calling him.
Hey, you know what? That was
Well,
one
thanks.
piece of art, and you all can't be trusted with artwork anymore. That's what I get for spicing it up. Three-Eyed Man, Obmi, and Lyle and Winter, the twins. I will go in reverse order. Lyle and Winter, as far as you could tell, they are still in, they are in like a sort of like secondary area. It's not Pantaragat, it's a local like township sort of place that is like secondary to Pantaragat, but is has been sort of like brought in under Pantaragat's rule. They are just living high off of whatever sort of landed gentry money they have. Like, and that's mostly like asking around, because they occasionally like visit, or like people will come here to like fetch curiosities for them. You know them to like, one of them is a big game hunter and the other one is more into like classical literature. So there's a little bit of a relationship with Miskatonic in that like Winter is always looking for new books to have. Obmi fits the worrisome spot of would try to kill me, or at least could kill me if given the opportunity. Doing some research, this actually plucks at 2 threads, and one you didn't know you were looking for. Your dad has recently like been given a lot of very specific like look for this kind of thing tasks. And you actually like looking through his office, he kind of keeps things in those like big scattered piles. There's no organization except whatever organization occurs to his mind. And you find correspondence between him and Obmi. Not theoretically knowing that you were ever romantically involved with the dwarf, but as a relic hunter. And there's this like bit of terse back and forth before it reaches a spot where Obmi is basically like, I'm working on my own reasons. If I find Whelm, I'm keeping it. And that's the end of it. You also, finally, the Three-Eyed Man. You don't find any records. don't find any evidence. You don't find any names. You don't find anything. But as you are looking, there is that worrying little thump, thump, thump in the back of your mind. And when you sleep, you experience the memories of Keegan, your quarry spirit, who wandered the dreamlands for who knows how long. And in that memory, you see flashes of creatures moving through the dreamlands. You see flashes of landscapes being wilted and withered. And then you see a nothingness. And at the edge of that nothingness stands a figure with 3 eyes, preaching a gospel of annihilation. And there is this deep sense that whatever the 3-eyed man is not dead. Death is tricky in this world now. There is an undead fertility goddess in the sky, lighting the way for all that can follow her. And one such individual is following her. Back in the Shadespire, coagulated mass of ooze and blood and ferns and brambles twitches. And it stands, and it places a shaky hoof onto the ground. And we will find out more about that when we come back from Gen Con. Next week, we're going to be having Grimma's Fist. Next few weeks, we'll be having Grimma's Fist. Grimma's Fist next week. After that, we will have a week off for Gen Con. I'm loving Haley's expression as she pieces together what madness I have just dropped. And after that, surprises. Many, many surprises. If you're going to be in Indianapolis, we look forward to seeing you. If not, tune in. We're excited to keep broadcasting our tales live from the convention, hopefully, tech bugs allowing. Remember to go check out the link in chat for not only our normal sponsors, but also Nimble 5e, or Nimble TTRPG, which is compatible with 5e, has all new tool sets. We are going to be playing around with it next week for our Grimma's Fist arc. And until then, stick around for a raid. Join us on Patreon. And are you ready for more tales?
Always!
The black blood rises. Goodbye, everybody.